there's been scientists that have kind of researched a lot about death, and they have interviewed a lot of people who has died and then come back, and everybody is talking about this light. You're saying now that if I die and if I see this light, what should I do?
Well, first of all, you should know that the light is a false light. It's right now. Right now, the conditions have changed a little bit, okay? Because we are actually living. Literally, right now, we are living at the end times. We are living at the end of the world. The Ragnarok has started. This mechanism of control of this realm, there is like an error in it. Okay, so things are not fully working anymore, which is good news. But back until certain time, and I don't know, until I get there, I don't know 100% to what extent it still works and to what extent it doesn't. But in general, first of all, not everybody sees the light. Okay, remember that what's released and what people talk about is what somebody decides to talk about, right? So it's not necessarily that is the only thing that you're gonna see, because I personally met people who died and they say they didn't see anything. It was darkness. They didn't see anything. They haven't even gone that far as to be sort of guided towards the light. So it's not like that's the first thing you see. But yes, the light, the false light, the light that you see, the end of the tunnel light, is very likely the light of the moon, sort of attracting you, because the moon is very inherently linked to the reincarnation trap. So the moon is the one, in where I come from, and in the again, indigenous cultures, a lot of the indigenous cultures knew very well that the moon is no good news. And you see, the official narrative has flipped it around, and now all the women are told. Yeah, a lunatic, exactly. But the official narrative flipped it around, and women are told, worship the moon, right? I mean, connect to the moon, connect
that's
yourself.
Like the feminine stuff, like the sun is the masculine, the moon is the feminine.
And everything is flipped, because that's not true. First of all, the moon is not and never has been. Look into mythology, look into a little bit beyond, the last 20 years, New Age nonsense. The moon is masculine to begin with, okay? The moon is fake, as in the moon has been put in place as part of the mechanism of the matrix. It is not a natural satellite. It does not serve any benevolent purpose. So the moon is not good news. The sun has always been for the ancient cultures, the sun was feminine, because the sun is a portal. The sun acts as a doorway out of this realm. So of course it's gonna get bad marketing, and it's gonna be flipped, right, to mean the opposite.
The trick of the devil.
Right, exactly, which is what they've done with everything and everywhere. And part of the you have to know what happened here. So after you die and you see that light, you're being drawn to it. A lot of people talk about seeing some relatives, or seeing some, if you're a Catholic, you're probably gonna be shown Jesus. If you are from another faith, you will be shown your savior that comes to you and guides you there. This is deception. This is deception. This is deception to, in a minute, incarnate you back down here. And that is, look, this is not me coming up with some nice story. This information is out there. This information is literally captured in the ancient text. It's captured in the Hermetic text, in the Gnostic texts, which have been on purpose hidden and disconnected from the sort of Christian church and Christian texts. So they are not allowed to be connected to the Bible, or these are not the kind of teachings that you will hear about in church or anything to do with religion. Why? Well, because they have truth in them, right? Because there is a true representation of this realm, and true representation what happens, the control of this matrix, and what happens after death. So that's what we have to navigate.